I feel like this is an excellent opportunity to regather, regroup, and really just celebrate this community that we are continuing to build here in North Carolina.
Hi everyone, I'm Taliajah Vann. I'll save you the bio about who I am and what I do, but I do hope that we can talk more about my work and yours throughout the course of the event. I am not being hyperbolic at all when I say I felt like my world was over when the COVID pandemic halted life as we all knew it. We had so little information in the beginning. Classes ended swiftly with an email in March and we were forced to return home. As childish as it might have been, I remember praying every single day, this will be over on my birthday in April. Please, so get to Eric season. The universe clearly had very different plans. And I laugh about it now. But the truth is that I felt traumatized by this sudden uprooting of my life, of our lives at that time. All of my plans for the semester and sophomore year, and by extension college, and by extension my life overall, felt like they were in jeopardy. I'm a little dramatic in case you guys can't tell. And in that moment, I felt complete despair. But in my own family, I saw people struggling in far greater ways than I was. I saw the fragility of a working class family unit when faced with navigating childcare needs and not having access to schooling reflected in these experiences. And having so many younger siblings and cousins. As an aside, my grandmother has 17 grandchildren, guys. I found myself worrying about how kids were feeling without school as a constant in their lives. It occurred to me that just like the rug I felt ripped from under my feet that I was coping with whiplash from, these children were struggling. They saw most of their world shrink overnight. No goodbyes to friends or confident answers from adults about when things would be normal again. No past experiences to help them cope with our new present. As I reflected on their experience, I felt a familiar nudge internally, signaling to me that I had to do something to make this better. In the moment when I was contemplating this need in my community, Greenhouse sent out an email sharing a comforting message to all scholars, saying that we were united and that our program would, in this time, do what it has always done, positively impact our community and ensure that we know as scholars we were not alone. In the summer of 2020, Greenhouse opened the Emergency Flex Funding Grant for scholars to help cover the expenses they needed to survive and to impact their communities. I was so blessed to not need Greenhouse to cover basic survival needs at that time. But if I had, it meant everything to know that we were part of a community that poured everything they possibly could into supporting us through such a difficult moment. Their commitment inspired me to respond to that internal nudge. The same one I felt when I established my nonprofit tutoring program to serve children in high school by creating Project Light. With vital resources from Greenhouse and incomparable support from our wonderful staff, this enrichment program gave students in need, especially those with low socioeconomic statuses, the benefits of an education-focused summer experience that they couldn't have had otherwise. We planned and organized tirelessly, and with Greenhouse's support, executed a multi-state program with 10 staff members and more than 50 elementary school students. Being able to impact lives through this work and seeing how tremendous of a burden we were able to take away from parents while bringing children joy and passion for education was only possible because of Greenhouse scholars. Growing up, my mother would constantly repeat the age-old adage that it takes a village to raise a child. And as I round out my youth and senior year approaches, and we prepare for life after college as an adult, I find myself asking, if it takes a village to raise a child, what does it take when the raising is done? Who does it take to support us, to pull us up when we're spiraling and afraid of what comes next? When we simply can't do for ourselves because the resources don't exist, who do we look to then? Every incredible experience that I've had here tells me the answer is places like Greenhouse. Economic inequality and stress has brought so much of our society to a steep cliff of reality. The world is not a fair place, and it will push you over the edge before you're ready. It is programs like Greenhouse Scholars that wait below the cliff to catch us if we fall. And their support becomes the wings that we use to fly above our circumstances and to change lives, ours and the lives of others. We have a motto here at Greenhouse. Education is the equalizer. It is a phrase each of our scholars embody and live by. We know that there are none among us with a God-given right to be here. Only a healthy dose of luck and sheer, and I mean sheer, determination. Many of us are still exiting the cycle of poverty that claimed previous generations. Greenhouse pours into us because it sees our ability to provoke meaningful change. It sees our hunger for service and mentorship. And the family that we've built on this program continues to feed our minds and spirits as we embark on the mission to see the same in others daily and to be the change today that we want to be tomorrow.